YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Thursday, November 9th, 2017 at 17:37 in the late afternoon Eastern time. It is not quite sunset, but it is definitely deep twilight. Now, I've not talked with y'all for a while. It's been a fairly benign, uneventful week, which is always kind of a bit of a blessing. Not a bit of a blessing, it is a blessing, up to a point. Now, Tuesday was election day, and unlike, Virginia and New Jersey and all that nonsense that gets trumpeted about in the media, we basically had a very benign election up here. We had, of course, we had the two state issues. Issue one was, crime victims' rights, the litany of which I will not go on to detail. And then the second one, of course, was the prescription drug thing about that the state won't pay more than what the VA pays for drugs. And then if that issue then were to pass, and then people who put the issue on were to be sued, the state would pay their legal expenses. Now, I don't know whether that's why people voted against it or not, but I mean, this thing went down like by 70% to 30%. I voted no because of the lawyers being paid stuff by the state provision. If that hadn't been in there, I would have voted for it. And then we had township trustees. We had two of the three incumbents running for re-election. And then we had a new fellow named Ryan Rivers, who actually came up and talked with me after his campaign had phoned me. I may have talked about that. Phoned me 3 times one day in the afternoon to apologize. And I thought, neither of the other two have ever, shown, set foot on the property and come up and, talk to me face to face. So I voted for him. Now he got in, and one of the incumbents had to get in. And then the other fellow, the one I actually voted for, in addition to Ryan Rivers, he came in third, so hit the bricks, dude. And then there were a couple of, the school board, he had two of them, the same assholes on running. Nobody contested their seats, so we're going to be stuck with the same assholes again for 4 more years. The one individual, this Fiesel woman, is just a king hell nasty bitch. That's my opinion as a qualified elector in the Township School District. First Amendment rights. Anyway, so they were elected. Then there was, what else was there? Oh, then there was a Preservation Parks levy, which actually, I rarely vote for tax levies, for property tax levies. But this Preservation Parks thing is turning 200 acres just less than half a mile away from me into a conservation nature preserve. And so I thought, well, I'll chip in toward that. So I voted for it. Well, it passed overwhelmingly too, like 68, 32, something like that. So that's the result of the elections here in Orange Township. Not nearly as exciting as all the hoo-ha about Virginia and New Jersey. And Trump this and Hillary that. navel gazing on the left, navel gazing on the right. Last night I stayed up till 10 o'clock Eastern time to watch a live stream from That's Brad. And he started this thing, I think he started this thing around 11. This thing went on for about 3 hours. He finally knocked it, well, maybe midnight. Maybe a little bit before 1 o'clock in the morning. But this thing went on to 3 o'clock his time in the morning. It was a lot of fun. He's always a lot of fun to listen to and watch. So check out That's Brad's channel. Meanwhile, let's see, that's today's visual aid. Oh, we have the Venerable Bede here. The Venerable Bede being the fellow who wrote Ecclesiastical History of England in it was like 690 in 690. He's also buried in Durham Cathedral, by the way. Yeah. But he's a venerable. He's not a saint. Meanwhile, St. Cuthbert is healing very well. There's a huge amount of skin peeling the last 2 days and chunks of ink flying off the last 3 days. But this seems to have died down to a dull roar. I think we've got about maybe 3 little areas of ink to come off yet. Scabby ink, scabby ink. It's starting to look really good. I'm very happy with it. Now, the bulk of today's story involves this insurance refund check I got from Nationwide Insurance. Now, as you guys who watch me regularly might remember, before I went to England on September 19th, 18th, the week and a half before, John Crabtree and his friend came up to collect the trailer. And it just completely slipped my mind to cancel the insurance on that trailer after I signed the title over to him and off they went. But while I was in Durham, England, when I went back from 4 days on my own, I remember I said, so I emailed my insurance guy. Well, I was having trouble. I wasn't sure if my emails were going through at all. Blah 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 blah. I even emailed him. I think I emailed him from the Joseph Sebastian Kersey at gmail.com address. I don't know. I'd have to check that. It's all on the other computer, my traveling computer. In any case, I didn't hear anything back. Usually they send a confirmation, we got this, we'll deal with that, thank you for letting us know. Because I said I got rid of it as of, September 13th is when it happened. So I thought I'll just email the guy again and say, did you get this email? In any case, if you didn't, I want you to cancel the policy because I no longer need it. I got rid of the trailer. And about a day and a half later, and you never get word back from him. You always get word back from his secretary. Well, his secretary's been with him. Well, the secretary started out with his dad. The secretary's been there about well over 40 years, and she runs the agency, and she's, if you want anything done, you go through Sandy. Anyway, I got this check in the mail today. It's a refund. It's it's $101.64. Now, and this brings me to the point. Here it is. So they canceled it as of, let's see, as of say November 13th. 3rd or November 2nd. Whereas I got rid of the trailer on September 13th, and I told him I had gotten rid of the trailer on September 13th. Okay, fine. I'm not the newbie policy holder here, you know, where you can't be sure you can take my word for stuff. I have had a business relationship with Nationwide Insurance since 1975, 42 years. You'd think they'd take my word for it when I say I sold the thing on September 13th. No. I just see that fundamental lack of trust of a long-standing client really, really irks me. You know, this is a high-dollar outfit. You almost have to be born into the policy. And, well, my dad was with Nationwide. That's the only reason they gave me a policy in the first place. It was because my dad had a policy with Nationwide. They've since opened up and cast their net a bit wider. But come on, you know, I mean, oh no, we think you're pulling a fast one, so we're not going to give you the extra $14 for the refund. Dildos. Dildos, abound, the world over. In this case, in the form of Nationwide Insurance. You know, now they'll probably come and cancel all my insurance for exercising the right of free speech. All of which is true. I have not mischaracterized anything in any of this. Okay. Now, on other news, the usual, to sort of, update you on the Joe pining for his Australian friend situation. No news from my Australian friend for the last, well, now a little over a week and a half. And as much as I'd like to contact him with WhatsApp or an email, I have refrained from doing so because he doesn't like that. Which I find exceedingly strange. At some point I'll probably, it's going to take at some point this it might wane, it might not, I don't know. It seems to be waning a bit, but I don't really want it to wane, Well, we've said that before. Enough! Bye-bye, YouTubers.